Well, after having lost my Phantom FPV up on the top of Mount Tennant, I've dusted off the old FPV Raptor and fitted it out with video gear, and this is the first flight. In the original configuration I was able to take it off the grass, but it just won't budge with the extra weight of the FPV gear and the bigger batteries. In fact, hand launching it just barely clears the ground, so I've managed to get it up and we'll test the OSD. So I've put it in the return to home mode and it immediately goes apeshit. It dives for the ground. I'm able to pull it up, at which point it just climbs and loops and rolls. It's just really out of control, so I'm forced to pull it out of return to home mode. Not being the type of bloke who's easily discouraged, I decided to give it another go, and exactly the same thing happens. Pitches down, and when I correct it, just climbs straight up and rolls over on its back, dives for the ground again. I just can't get any real control over it at all, and I'm starting to think there's something wrong with the setup, so I'll pull it out of return to home mode and try and get it settled. I figure I might as well test the PA mode while I'm here. So as soon as I switch it in, same thing happens. Dives for the ground. I correct and overcorrect and it climbs up and rolls over on its back. I have a couple more attempts and it's exactly the same. It's spending more time pointing at the sky and at the ground than it is flying. So I decide that it's time to bring it down and have a look how it's set up on the ground. I think I'm going to have to change the settings on my camera. The way that it's blanking out the bright parts of the sky and the clouds is really annoying, I'm finding. So after testing the plane out on the ground, I'm finding that the elevator is moving in the reverse direction of what it should be in autopilot, which is odd because it's behaving fine on control. Anyway, I reverse the settings and have another go. So she was rise slowly into the air and I get a little bit of height and with some trepidation slip it into return to home mode again, and this time everything seems to work alright. She starts to circle, so I take the opportunity to slip on the headset and put it into PA mode to head out towards Mount Tennant. So the main reason I bought this new receiver is because it has an RSSI output, but as you can see from the screen it's pretty erratic about what figure it puts up there. At least the symbol seems to be steady, which I think means that it's a strong signal, but the numbers are just all over the place. So I'll be interested to see how that changes as I head out towards Mount Tennant, which I'm in the process of doing. So we're locked on to Mount Tennant, nearly tootling out there. The wind is pretty strong. It's coming from behind me at the moment, but I expect it to be a slow trip back. I'm just adding a little bit of height into it, which is why it's lost the lock momentarily, but the signal strength indicator, again, it seems to be, the icon is solid. So what I don't notice though is what suddenly happens to the amp draw on the motor down the bottom down there. It suddenly drops from about 22 down to 2, which is essentially, I think, means that the motor has stopped and the plane starts to wallow a bit, and I think, oh well, I'm far enough out, I'll put it in return to home mode. There's a fair sort of wind blowing, and coming home I'll be heading into it, so I expect it to be a reasonably slow trip, but it seems to be a lot slower than I was expecting. I still don't realise that the motor stopped. I haven't noticed the amp draw, but I am noticing that the wind is blowing the plane backwards and forwards. As we progress, I notice that I'm starting to lose a lot of altitude, and I'm starting to figure there's something wrong there. I'm looking at the battery voltage, I'm thinking that's all right, so I'm messing with the throttle and pushing it up to full, and just wondering what the heck's going on at the moment. At this point we've lost a lot of height, and I realise that the motor for some reason isn't going, whether it's battery or not. Still haven't noticed the amp draw, but I'm suddenly noticing that the plane seems to be making a beeline for this dam, which is half a kilometre away from where I am. So I'm messing around with the elevator, trying to hold it up over the top of that dam. Getting pretty close now, and it looks like I'm going to miss it, and I'll probably land on the other side of it. And then I realise there's a fence there and I'll have to avoid that. So this is my first FPV landing for no choice of my own, and we seem to be down safely.